If you are in search of a beginner knitting stitch that uses only knits and purls, look no further. This is the little box stitch. It's very beautiful and super easy. Let's get started. For your cast on, you want it to be a multiple of 3 plus 2. I think I did 11 for this little swatch. Now for this stitch, we have a 4-row repeat, and we are going to move on to row 1. Row 1 is super easy. We are just going to knit all the way across. Hopefully if you are tackling this stitch, you have already learned how to knit and purl. I will link separate tutorials for both, just in case you haven't. Go ahead and learn the knit and the purl, and then come back to this one. So we fast forward, I'm at the end of the row working my last knit, and after that, row 1 is complete, and we can move on to row 2. Row 2 is just as easy. We are going to work purls all the way across this row. So I am going to fast forward, and I will meet you at the end of the row. At the end of row 2, I am working my final purl into the last stitch of this row, and that is the end of row 2, and we can start row 3. For row 3, we are going to begin with 2 purls. So this first stitch is a purl, and then the second stitch as well is a purl. Now this is what you're going to repeat all the way across. Our next stitch is a knit, and the next 2 stitches are purls. So 1 purl and 2 purls. Repeating that, the next stitch is a knit, and the next 2 stitches are purls. 1 purl, 2 purls. Repeating that, so the next stitch is a knit, and the last 2 stitches are purls. So 1 and 2. And now moving on to our final row, row 4. In the same way row 2 was a lot like row 1, row 4 is a lot like row 3. So our first 2 stitches will be knits. So there's 1 knit and 2 knits. Now you're going to repeat this all the way across. The next stitch is a purl, and the next 2 stitches are knits. So 1 knit and 2 knits. Repeat that. So the next stitch is a purl, and the next 2 stitches are knits. 1 knit, 2 knit. So now our final repeat, the next stitch is a purl, and our last 2 stitches are knits. 1 knit, 2 knit. And that is it. Repeat rows 1 through 4 until your project reaches your desired length. This is a sneak peek of a pattern you will see coming soon that incorporates the little box stitch, and it's so lovely. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like it and subscribe. I release new knitting and crochet resources and tutorials every week. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I release bite-sized crochet and knitting content. You can find all my patterns at modernmade.net or modernmade shop on Etsy. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.